Coming up next on the Holistic Wealth Podcast.
But let's just go over some daily hacks. Remember to automate your savings and to invest with purpose to create long-term security. And it's always a good thing to really look at every single account that you have, every single bank account, every single investment account. See what's going on in the account. What are the banking fees that you're incurring? Because banking fees, NSF fees, and other types of fees associated with banking can really deplete funds when we're trying to save and pay off debt.
You're listening to the Holistic Wealth Podcast with host Keisha Blair, author of Holistic Wealth and founder of the Institute on Holistic Wealth. And now, here's your host, Keisha Blair.
Welcome to the Holistic Wealth Podcast, and I'm your host, Keisha Blair. And today we have another great solo episode. And it's always a pleasure to do these solo episodes with the audience because it's a way to go through and to teach a lot of these holistic wealth principles and practices. And so it's always great to connect one-on-one. Now, before we get into this episode, the Holistic Wealth Podcast is sponsored by the Institute on Holistic Wealth, and you can visit the Institute on Holistic Wealth website for a range of courses and resources to start your holistic wealth journey. And of course, the Institute on Holistic Wealth is the first of its kind, a pioneering institution for holistic wealth coaching around the world. There are students from all over the world who participate in holistic wealth coaching programs. So visit the website, check that out. So today's episode is focused on holistic wealth hacks. And now we know, for instance, our audience in the United States, everyone is preparing for Thanksgiving this week. And happy Thanksgiving to everyone listening in from the United States of America. I'm wishing you lots of love and festive celebrations from all over the world. We have listeners from all over the world listening in, of course. And of course, it's Black Friday deals. We have Christmas celebrations coming up in December. And so this episode is really just to cover off everything in terms of getting through the rest of the year and, of course, positioning ourselves well for 2025, because that's always a big, big goal as we review 2024 and get into 2025. So this episode title is Holistic Wealth Hacks, Daily Practices to Build Wealth and Thrive with Holistic Wealth Coaching. So it's always amazing when we focus on tiny little habits that build holistic wealth over time. And our daily practices form the basis of that journey, of that holistic wealth journey. So when we talk about small, impactful habits to create wealth in every area of your life, and that's financial, mental, emotional, and physical, we're talking about those small, impactful habits that really impact our holistic wealth. And in this episode, we'll explore, some daily practices that align with the principles of holistic wealth and that will, help you to prepare for 2025 with more financial clarity, with, you feeling more confident in your journey. The other thing that I want to get into, just to give you a quick overview, is the holistic wealth coaching programs at the Institute on Holistic Wealth. Now, those can really transform your life. And we have some real life case studies from successful participants who've achieved financial freedom, emotional resilience, and professional growth. And so whether you're seeking to align your finances with your values, overcome emotional challenges, or gain professional certification, this episode is your gateway to really thriving through holistic wealth daily habits and also holistic wealth coaching. Now, for those of you who are listening in for the very, very first time, what do we mean by holistic wealth? In the first edition of Holistic Wealth, I defined holistic wealth as key interrelated parts: your finances, your emotional and mental health, life purpose and meaning, your physical health, emotional and spiritual wealth. And all of these key pieces work together to give you more resilience in life, to help you build a more meaningful life. And so when we talk about building resilience and fostering abundance, especially in uncertain times like the times we're facing, we just got over the elections in the United States, and I know a lot of people are still anxious and jittery about that. And so when we talk about uncertain times, holistic wealth helps you to build those resilience muscles. And when we talk about daily practices to build holistic wealth, let's start out with some financial hacks. Because I know a lot of people, especially with the state of the global economy, the state of the economy in North America, a lot of people are suffering financial setbacks now in various ways. And of course, we do have an episode on coping with financial setbacks. I'll put that link in the show notes for you, because that's also a key episode to listen to with this one. But let's just go over some daily hacks. Remember to automate your savings and to invest with purpose to create long-term security. And it's always a good thing to really look at every single account that you have, every single bank account, every single investment account. See what's going on in the account. What's the interest rate? What's going on? What are the banking fees that you're incurring? Because banking fees, NSF fees, and other types of fees associated with banking can really deplete funds when we're trying to save and pay off debt. Like every single dollar counts. And so you want to regularly do that to call up your bank too and to gain better terms, in terms of your accounts and to really align with what your needs are in this particular moment. We had an episode on load budgeting, and I want to also challenge you to listen into that episode on load budgeting, because when the holiday season comes up, I feel like loud budgeting comes into play a lot more when we have to say no to some events. We have to say no to some parties. We have to say no to some spending this holiday season, especially for Black Friday. We have to practice loud budgeting by aligning spending with your core values. I'm going to challenge everyone listening in, and if you're listening in for the first time, to actually take the personal financial identity quiz. It's available on the Institute on Holistic Wealth website, and really embrace your personal financial identity. Because with embracing loud budgeting comes embracing your personal financial identity. So when you get invited out to the Christmas parties, the holiday parties, get invited out to the expensive restaurants, somewhere that, you're thinking, well, you know what, this isn't for me right now because I'm focused on some saving and spending and debt goals for 2025. You can say, well, you know what? No, that doesn't align with where my goals are for 2025. So I think I'm going to hold off on that one and really prioritize where you need to be, where you need to go, and make those serious decisions because you want to set yourself up for success in 2025. And that's one way of doing that. It's practicing loud budgeting, embracing your personal financial identity. I'm going to challenge everyone listening in right now with your debt goals. So if you're carrying debt into 2025, I'm going to challenge everyone listening in to pay an extra $100 on your outstanding balances. And when we talk about 100, I'm talking about on, your balances that you deem necessary for upping your saving and investment goals. Now, I know some people might be carrying very small balances, and so you might not need to dedicate $100 per month extra over and above what you're paying right now. So this is a debt payoff challenge. I don't know what it is necessarily everyone is paying off, but what I want to challenge you to do is to pay an extra 100. Especially if you're just paying the minimum balance every month. With paying the minimum balance means you're really not attacking the principal of that loan. And so I want everyone to channel an extra $100 on your debt repayment going into 2025, starting right now as you're listening into this podcast. Pull up your accounts, see what's going on, get the interest rate, and write down for each one, each credit card, each loan, each outstanding balance, and really see what interest rates you're paying. Because even though interest rates have been coming down a bit in the United States, have been coming down a bit in Canada, they haven't been aggressive enough. And we don't see the effects when we go shopping. We don't see the effects yet, even when people are purchasing mortgages right now. It's still not that big of a difference. I'm hearing from people who listen to the Holistic Wealth podcast that even though they're renewing mortgages right now in Canada, they're still being asked to pay very high interest rates, depending on the loan amount, depending on their credit profile, depending on the lending institution. So we all have to be very, very mindful. Let's talk about some emotional and mental health hacks. Now, it's so easy to get caught up in this time with dwelling on negativity. When we watch the news, when we see what's going on outside, the world looks bleak on many different fronts. So I'm going to challenge everyone to start each day with gratitude and focus on gratitude, focus on what you have, focus on abundance. And if you want to just jot down, whether you have a journal, maybe you have a copy of the Holistic Wealth Personal Workbook. If you don't have a copy of the Holistic Wealth Personal Workbook, just get your copy. It's available worldwide, globally on Amazon, regardless of which country you're listening in from. Get that and just jot down some things you're grateful for. Also, incorporate mindfulness practices to reduce stress and increase clarity. Now, I know it's so easy to go back into the past to say, wow, and I found myself doing this even this week. Wow, things were so much more cheaper last year or the year before or years ago. When you go into the supermarket, you realize how fast the prices are increasing every week, even though inflation is supposed to be coming down. So here's what I want for everyone to do, and this is a reminder for myself as well, is to practice being in the present moment and not ruminating about the past and what should have, could have been, and what's supposed to be happening now. Let's just focus on the present. Be grateful for what it is you have right now so that we can be more in the present moment and so we can reduce stress and increase clarity. Because when we reduce stress, it really affects our financial wellness. It increases our mental wellness. It increases our overall holistic wealth. So I know there's some times when we will vent, but let's just all, especially during this holiday season, and there's a chapter in Holistic Wealth towards the end about making the holidays count. And it's not about spending money at all. It's about gratitude. It's about doing the small things, these small holistic wealth hacks, especially during the holiday season, from Thanksgiving through to the Christmas season. Grab your copy of the book. This makes a great Christmas gift, guys. So grab your copy, grab several copies for friends and family members out there. During this season, let's not forget to give the gift of holistic wealth as well while we're giving material gifts. While we're giving the gift of our time, let's give the gift of learning. Let's give the gift of life, because holistic wealth is all about life and maintaining life. So the third thing as we go into the holiday season is building emotional resilience by setting healthy boundaries in our personal and our professional relationships. And this is so key as we think about going through the holiday season from Thanksgiving straight into the Christmas and the New Year's holiday, is how do we build emotional resilience by setting healthy boundaries? And what do those healthy boundaries mean to you? And of course, in the book Holistic Wealth, there's also several chapters on boundary setting that can just serve as reminders for you. Both personal and professional relationships need boundaries. Both need boundaries, and we need healthy boundaries in both so that we can maintain our sanity, maintain our lives, maintain our families, maintain our marriages. We all need to maintain these healthy boundaries, and the holiday season can be a time with office parties happening, with other parties happening. Weddings can be a time when we let down our guard. But I'm going to implore you today not to do that, to maintain those healthy boundaries. So let's get into the physical and spiritual hacks. Now, we spoke about maintaining healthy boundaries, which I think is a great segue into the physical and spiritual health hacks, because we need to prioritize sleep, for instance. We need to keep healthy nutrition. We need to keep moving daily with our exercise to sustain our energy and productivity, and also to sustain our physical health. Now, I know a lot of people consume far more during the holiday season, at Thanksgiving and at Christmas, and we tend to pack on the pounds. We tend to throw our diet through the window. Oh, it's Christmas. It's once a year. I know when the Christmas cake is around, when the wine is around, depending on what eggnog, ice cream, pastries, everybody gets, and we're getting together with family and friends. It's a festive time. There's the temptation, right, to throw the diet out the window. But I'm also imploring you to maintain those healthy boundaries when it comes on to your physical well-being. Yes, you can indulge a bit. maybe cut calories somewhere else to indulge a bit here and there, maybe up your exercise routine in the morning, walk for an extra couple minutes every day, maybe an extra 15, 30 minutes to overcome that increase in consumption, but really do cut back. And I'm imploring everyone to cut back on the alcohol, to reduce that strategically through the holiday season. If you do, I don't drink, but if you do, because that's an area that I know a lot of people will increase during the holidays and get into trouble. So that's one area. So prioritizing sleep, prioritizing self-care. If you're hosting holiday parties, if you're going to office parties, please just make sure to maintain those boundaries. Now, in terms of the spiritual well-being is so critical during this period because we often forget, especially during Christmas and even through Thanksgiving, that these are actually spiritual holidays. They're not just buying presents and spending money and consume. These are some of the most, if not the most spiritual holidays in the calendar. But we talk about gratitude. We talk about the birth of Christ. We talk about celebrating the reason for the season for Christmas. And so it's a great time to rediscover your purpose, to basically cement your mission through meditation, acts of prayer, acts of generosity, journaling. It's a time when, yes, we're spending more time with family and friends, but we have to do that introspective work. We have to go through that year in review. We have to see where those gaps are in our spirituality. And we have to up that spiritual renewal that I spoke about in one chapter of Holistic Wealth is critical because there's so many people dealing with so many tough issues. And I find that for me, when I go through those tough periods in life, and I spoke about that in Holistic Wealth, throughout the whole entire book, prayer is number one. Do not neglect your faith. Really double down on that. And I'm going to challenge everyone to do that. It's a critical part of Holistic Wealth. When you lose that part of yourself, you lose everything. You lose every single part of yourself, including, the most spiritual part. So I'm going to challenge everyone for that. So I'm going to go into this other segment of the podcast. We talk about financial preparation for 2025, and I think that's so key. I think maybe we'll do another follow-up episode on this so that everyone can, have these reminders that, yes, it's the holiday season. We're going, it's Thanksgiving week. We're going into Christmas. People thinking about spend. But really, we need to be setting holistic financial goals for the year ahead. So what was this year like? Everyone needs to do their year in review. Think about your little achievements and document them and pat yourselves on the back. Because I know a lot of listeners to this podcast have achieved a lot this year. And it doesn't have to be in terms of your net worth and your wealth accumulation, but it could be in terms of your emotional resilience, in terms of your marriage, strengthening those bonds at home. It could be in terms of your family and what you've invested there. And I want to congratulate everyone for maintaining that, or listeners, right? Because it's not only about the finances. If you've come out of this year with your marriage on a high, then that is amazing. That is something to celebrate. And of course, send us messages. We want to hear what this was like for you. So when we talk about setting holistic financial goals for the year ahead, we spoke a bit about saving, paying down debt. That it also includes balancing your savings and investments and self-care expenditures to align with your values. Now, I know a lot of people always ask the question, should I pay off debt or should I save? What should I do? And I always advocate for financial resilience, building financial resilience. And you know what that means? It means that you're doing both at the same time. Because if you're only paying off debt and you're not saving anything, not even a rainy day fund for tomorrow, you'll never be financially resilient. And what it means is the minute a setback comes, even though you've paid off the debt, you have no savings, you're going back into debt. So holistic wealth is a framework for financial resilience. So let's talk about balancing that. Have your money date night. I don't know if you've listened to the Money Date Night podcast, whether, podcast episode, whether with yourself solo, that's fine, or with a spouse or a partner, a friend. Do it with a friend. Do it with your book club. Do it with your church club. Host those money date nights with your group that you focus on keeping each other accountable for your financial well-being, right? Diversify your income. I know a lot of people are thinking, wow, I need to earn more in 2025, right? Mortgage rates have gone up. Car loans have gone up. Tuition fees for university have gone up. It's unbelievable how much life has gotten so much more expensive. So how do I diversify my income? Think about all your passions, your skills. Think about how you want to leverage your skills and talents to create additional income streams in 2025. It could be a side business. It could be your investments. It could be your current business. If you're an entrepreneur listening in, you can add another stream of income, whether it's holistic wealth coaching, other kinds of coaching, other kinds of products. You can absolutely increase another, a stream of income. Plan for major milestones. So some of us have major milestones coming up, a wedding, a new home, big vacations coming up in 2025, maybe a big move. Maybe you're moving to Italy, maybe you're moving to Mexico, France, Europe. Since the election in the United States, I've heard of so many celebrities leaving the United States for different places, from Eva Longoria to several people, leaving to go to different places. So we have several episodes that you can tap into if you're making a big move, or maybe you're just thinking about long-term travel. The Holistic Wealth Personal Workbook is a great tool for that as well. So budget for those significant life events like travel, education, launching a new business or venture, going back to school, a new baby, whatever it is. Review your financial protections. And this also falls under financial resilience. When we talk about financial protections, we're talking about your insurance policies, your estate planning, your emergency fund. Really review to see if you have enough. What can you increase? Are you fully and sufficiently covered? In the Holistic Wealth Coaching Program at the Institute on Holistic Wealth, there's an entire module in that coaching program on these types of financial protections and how to actually assess and how to help people assess whether they have enough or not. The last thing is to join a Holistic Wealth Coaching Program. We're heading into 2025. People are spending. How do you invest in yourself so that you're able to achieve these goals? You can accelerate your 2025 financial goals with guidance from the Institute on Holistic Wealth. The coaching programs there, such as the Holistic Wealth, the Certified Holistic Wealth Consultant Program, there's the Trauma of Money Program. There's several different certification programs there that can help you accelerate your financial goals depending on your needs. So why choose Holistic Wealth Coaching? Well, you can gain a clear roadmap for achieving financial independence and emotional resilience. You learn how to thrive in every area of your life through expert-led coaching. You can access tools, templates, strategies tailored to your personal and professional growth. And of course, you can access one-on-one coaching as well. So these personalized coaching sessions are designed to align with your unique goals wherever you are in life. They're designed for that. And training to become a certified holistic wealth consultant also empowers you to guide others in their journey and add an extra income stream, as we spoke about earlier. There's a supportive community that fosters accountability and inspiration. Now, I just wanted to highlight 2 success stories of this Holistic Wealth Certification Program, this through Holistic Wealth Coaching. There's a student that we had in Australia, and she's based in Australia. She read the book, she read Holistic Wealth, and she reached out to me. She was so eager to start her Holistic Wealth Coaching Program. Her goal, though, was really an entrepreneurship path. She wanted to launch her own holistic wealth practice, her holistic wealth journey, and that's what the Institute also allows you to do in various ways. Once you check out the program on the website, you'll see. She also struggled with a negative money mindset because of how she endured money trauma growing up. Through the Holistic Wealth Coaching Program, she was able to not only pay off debt and apply holistic budgeting strategies, she was able to build a thriving side hustle that aligned with her passions and achieve financial independence and work-life balance at the same time. Now, I want to draw your attention to case study number 2. And she was a guest on the Holistic Wealth podcast. Her name is Paige. She's based in Vancouver. She's a financial professional. And she's also the Global Holistic Wealth Day Canada ambassador. And she is on track to becoming a master consultant with the Institute on Holistic Wealth. She was always out there advising clients. She read the book, fell in love with the book and the messages of empowering women and of empowering others through holistic wealth. And she started her journey with doing 1 certification program. And now she's finished 3 certifications with the Holistic Wealth Institute. And now she's using her confidence and her learning offering to basically guide others. She's restructured her practice and she's guiding others using holistic wealth principles. And she's increased her network. She's increased her revenue. She's gained clarity on her life purpose and integrated philanthropy into her business. Now, honestly, it's unbelievable what we can achieve once we work hand in hand. And so join the movement. Enroll in 1 or more of the Holistic Wealth coaching programs at the Institute on Holistic Wealth and start your journey toward financial, emotional, and spiritual abundance. Go on the website. It's www.instituteonholisticwealth and learn about the Holistic Wealth coaching programs. They're designed to help you thrive. The certification program also equips you with life-changing principles while advancing in your own career. If you are a career professional, it's very helpful for you as well. So go on, everyone, and really dedicate some of that investment into your life and into yourself, into your business, into your profession, into your career. Share this episode with at least 3 other people that need to hear this message. And if you can, please do leave us a review on Apple Podcast or Spotify Podcast, or even on YouTube if you can't get on those 2 platforms. If you've read the book, please leave us a review on Amazon. It helps other people to really find this message and to find the book. That's why you hear authors always asking. It's not because they want to be absolute pests. It's because with reviews, it really helps people pick up on different keywords so that they can find the book and find this great message. Much love to you all. Everyone, have a great week and happy holidays to everyone.
The Holistic Wealth Podcast with Keisha Blair is brought to you by... Have you joined the Institute on Holistic Wealth? If you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Choose your membership plan at the Institute on Holistic Wealth/memberships to join. As a member, you'll get access to free worksheets, advice, coaching, and an intentional design workshop. As you start to live a more holistically wealthy lifestyle, you'll want to stay for a very long time. So go to Institute on Holistic Wealth/memberships to join. If you haven't read the book yet, pick up a copy of the award-winning best-selling Holistic Wealth 36 Life Lessons to help you recover from disruption, find your life purpose, and achieve financial freedom.